Understanding the chosen ones, categories, qualities, and spiritual missions. Throughout history, mythology, religion, and modern spirituality, the concept of chosen ones has captivated the human imagination. The idea that certain individuals are selected for a higher purpose, called, prepared, and empowered for a unique spiritual mission, runs deep in cultures and traditions around the world. But not all chosen ones are the same. They appear in many forms, each with distinct qualities and responsibilities, depending on their divine or cosmic assignment. This article delves into various categories of chosen ones, offering a guide to their spiritual identities and the missions they are destined to fulfill. 1. The prophet, voice of the divine. One of the most recognized types of chosen individuals is the prophet. These are people selected by a higher power to be messengers, bridging the human and the divine. Prophets speak truth in times of deception and offer hope in times of despair. Their words often carry profound weight, challenging corrupt systems or guiding a lost people back to spiritual clarity. Qualities: deep spiritual insight, courage in the face of persecution, often experience visions, dreams, or divine visitations. A strong moral compass. Responsibilities: delivering divine messages, warning people of consequences, calling communities to repentance and transformation. Examples include figures like Moses, Muhammad, Jeremiah, and modern spiritual messengers who challenge societal norms with truth and integrity. 2. The healer, channel of restoration. Healers are chosen to mend what is broken, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Their touch, words, or presence brings restoration to those around them. Some heal through medical skill, others through spiritual practices like energy work, prayer, or herbal medicine. Their lives are often marked by empathy, suffering, and an unshakable commitment to relieving others' pain. Qualities: profound empathy and sensitivity, intuitive or spiritual discernment, often experience personal suffering or illness. A desire to see people whole. Responsibilities: restoring balance in body and soul, teaching others how to heal themselves, being a calming presence in chaotic situations. Healers may not always be recognized in mainstream systems but work quietly and powerfully behind the scenes. 3. The warrior, protector of light. Spiritual warriors are not chosen for comfort but for conflict. They are tasked with confronting darkness, injustice, and oppression, whether internal like fear and doubt or external like systemic evil. Warriors are equipped with courage, endurance, and a fierce sense of justice. They fight not for ego, but for peace, often risking much to defend what is sacred. Qualities: inner strength and boldness, high levels of discipline and resilience, a willingness to sacrifice for the greater good, a clear sense of purpose. Responsibilities: defending the weak and oppressed, confronting evil and deception, waging war against spiritual darkness, leading others through storms. They may appear as activists, protectors, or leaders in times of moral crisis. 4. The teacher, bearer of wisdom. Teachers are chosen to illuminate minds and expand understanding. They may teach through formal education, spiritual mentorship, or through their own lives as examples of truth. Often, teachers are given deep wells of knowledge and insight, as well as the patience and clarity to communicate these truths to others. Qualities: wisdom and discernment, patience and clarity in communication, love for knowledge and truth, a heart for uplifting others. Responsibilities: guiding others into truth, correcting false beliefs, preserving ancient or sacred knowledge, awakening minds to deeper realities. Great teachers often work across disciplines, blending the sacred and the practical to raise the consciousness of those they influence. 5. The intercessor, bridge between realms. Intercessors are spiritual mediators, standing in the gap between heaven and earth, between the divine and humanity. Their calling is hidden but powerful. Through prayer, fasting, meditation, or ritual, they carry burdens that are not their own and labor behind the scenes for breakthrough and transformation. Qualities: deep sensitivity to spiritual atmospheres, a hidden, contemplative life, dreams, visions, or burdens for others, a sense of divine intimacy. Responsibilities: spiritual warfare through prayer or meditation, protecting others through unseen battles, holding sacred space for healing and repentance, guiding others through spiritual crises. Though their role is not always public, their impact is profound and long-lasting. 6. The seer, Visionary of the unseen. Seers are chosen to perceive what others cannot. They are given insight into future events, hidden truths, and divine mysteries. They often communicate through symbols, dreams, or mystical experiences. While often misunderstood, their role is crucial in helping others prepare for what lies ahead and discern the spiritual reality behind worldly events. Qualities: visions, dreams, or supernatural awareness. Symbolic or metaphorical thinking. Isolation or periods of solitude. A deep connection to mystery. Responsibilities: interpreting divine signs. Warning of future events. Helping others discern spiritual truths. Preserving and revealing sacred mysteries. Seers often walk a lonely road, but their gift is a light for those seeking clarity and confusion. 7. The pilgrim, embodiment of the journey. Pilgrims are chosen not to reach a destination, but to embody the journey of becoming. Their life is marked by constant growth, transition, and transformation. They often live between worlds, never fully belonging anywhere, because their purpose is to learn, grow, and reflect life's deeper meanings. Qualities: openness to change, a sense of spiritual restlessness, willingness to leave comfort zones, a reflective, searching nature. Responsibilities: modeling spiritual growth and surrender, inspiring others through their journey, embracing impermanence and change, uncovering wisdom through experience. Their lives are not always easy, but their authenticity and courage inspire others to begin their own inner journey. Conclusion: a divine tapestry. The chosen ones are not perfect, nor are they always recognized. Some walk in light, others in shadows. Some are loud, others are silent. Yet each plays a role in the grand unfolding of divine purpose. Their missions differ, but all are called to serve something greater than themselves. In recognizing these categories, prophets, healers, warriors, teachers, intercessors, seers, and pilgrims, we gain insight not just into others but perhaps into ourselves. Each of us may carry aspects of one or more of these roles. The key is not to seek the title, but to embrace the mission with humility, courage, and faith. May this guide help you recognize the chosen ones among you, and perhaps, awaken the chosen within you. Let me know if you'd like a version formatted for a video script, narrated storytelling, or shortened into a summary. Identifying the calling. Signs you may be a chosen one. Recognizing that one is a chosen one is rarely a glamorous realization. It is not accompanied by fame, wealth, or instant recognition. Rather, it is often marked by trials, inner conflict, and a sense of separation from the world. However, there are certain signs that may indicate someone carries a chosen calling. Unusual life circumstances. Many chosen ones experience loss, rejection, or hardship early in life. These difficulties are not punishments but refinements, designed to strip away false identities and awaken deeper purpose. Persistent inner voice. A chosen person often hears a strong internal guidance, urging them to act, speak, or move in certain directions, sometimes against logic or comfort. Rejection by the world. Being chosen often means not fitting in. Society may resist or misunderstand them. Their values often conflict with worldly systems, making them feel alienated or alone. A deep sense of mission. Whether they know the details or not, chosen individuals often carry a persistent feeling that they are here, for something more. This inner drive continues even when there is no external reward. Divine encounters or mystical experiences. Dreams, synchronicities, spiritual visions, or inexplicable experiences often serve as confirmations of their higher calling. Restlessness in the ordinary. Chosen ones often find it hard to settle into conventional lifestyles. The pursuit of comfort, material success, or social status rarely satisfies them, they long for something deeper. Challenges of being chosen. Being chosen is not an elevation of status, it is a path of service. It involves suffering, surrender, and solitude. The deeper the calling, the greater the weight one must carry. Here are some of the common struggles faced by chosen individuals. A. Loneliness and misunderstanding. Chosen ones often feel isolated. Friends, family, and peers may not understand their convictions or calling. This loneliness is sometimes necessary, as it forces the chosen to depend on the divine rather than human approval. B. Spiritual attacks. Because their mission threatens darkness, chosen ones are often the target of spiritual warfare. They may experience mental fog, depression, temptation, or overwhelming pressure. Protection through prayer, discipline, and spiritual allies is essential. C. Delayed fulfillment. The mission of the chosen often unfolds over years, even decades. Abraham waited decades for his promise. Moses spent 40 years in the desert. The chosen must master patience and trust. D. Sacrificial living. To fulfill their mission, chosen ones must often give up comforts others enjoy, relationships, wealth, public approval, or safety. This is not because these things are evil, but because their attachment could interfere with the purity of the mission. The purpose of the calling. Why are chosen ones sent? What is the divine purpose behind their existence? In nearly every category, the calling can be summarized by a few key aims. To bring light where there is darkness. To awaken others to truth. To repair what is broken in the world. To serve as vessels of transformation and healing. To call people back to the divine source. This purpose is never about glorifying the individual. It is about becoming a conduit, allowing divine power, wisdom, and love to flow through them for the benefit of others. Modern expressions of the chosen archetypes. Today, chosen ones may not look like biblical prophets or ancient mystics. They may be a teacher in a struggling school who inspires hope, a therapist who listens deeply and prays for their clients, a youth leader offering safety and wisdom to lost teens, a spiritual content creator challenging the status quo, a quiet intercessor praying in secret for their community, an activist fighting for the dignity of the marginalized. The outer form is less important than the inner truth. The chosen are hidden in plain sight, doing sacred work with or without recognition. Awakening the chosen within. It is possible that you, too, carry a chosen calling, even if you have not yet embraced it. Awakening to this truth involves several key steps. Self-reflection and surrender. Ask, what breaks my heart? What gives me life? What am I uniquely designed to carry? Then, surrender your need for control and allow the divine to lead. Spiritual discipline. Develop practices that anchor you: prayer, meditation, journaling, sacred reading. These help you hear the divine more clearly and resist distractions. Find your tribe. While the journey can be lonely, you are not alone. Seek out others walking a similar path. Find mentors, teachers, or spiritual friends who affirm your calling. Prepare in the hidden place. Many chosen individuals go through long seasons of anonymity. Embrace this time. It is in the hidden place where character, faith, and power are forged. Accept the cost. Being chosen will cost you. You may lose approval, status, or comfort. But you will gain something far greater: alignment with your soul's true purpose. Final thoughts. Not everyone is chosen, but everyone is called. The idea of chosen ones does not mean others are unimportant. In fact, spiritual wisdom reminds us that everyone is called to live with meaning, to love deeply, and to contribute to the world. But those who are chosen carry an extra burden, a specific assignment requiring extraordinary inner transformation. If you feel you are one of them, honor that sense with humility. Do not seek titles or admiration. Instead, live the calling with faithfulness. Let your life be your message. Let your sacrifice be your prayer. Let your journey be your offering to a world in need. In a time where confusion, fear, and division are rampant, the world desperately needs the chosen ones to rise, not with pride, but with purpose. Not to dominate, but to serve. Not to be admired, but to inspire. You are not chosen for yourself. You are chosen for the world. Walking the path. The inner evolution of the chosen. Being chosen is not a fixed identity, it is a journey of transformation. The moment a person begins to awaken to their calling, they are set on a path of inner death and rebirth. Like a seed planted in the earth, the chosen one must go through darkness before rising into light. This process unfolds in stages, often invisible to others, but deeply felt within. Stage 1. The awakening. This is the moment when something shifts, a dream, a crisis, a spiritual experience that shakes the chosen one out of ordinary life. It may begin with dissatisfaction, loss, or an inner voice that refuses to be ignored. In this stage, the individual begins to question everything: identity, purpose, values, and the nature of reality. Why am I here? Why does life feel like it's preparing me for something I can't explain? Stage 2. The purging. After the awakening, many chosen individuals enter a season of cleansing. Old relationships fall away. Habits, identities, and structures begin to collapse. This is not punishment, it is divine preparation. The chosen one must be emptied of ego, attachments, and false security to make space for the mission. This is often the most painful stage, marked by tears, confusion, and wilderness. I don't recognize myself anymore. Everything is changing, and I can't go back. Stage 3, the equipping. After the purging, comes equipping. In this season, the chosen one begins to develop new skills, spiritual maturity, and inner resilience. They may find mentors, sacred texts, or communities that strengthen their resolve. This is a time of learning, growth, and sharpening of the tools they will need. They begin to see glimpses of their assignment, and feel a new sense of quiet readiness. I see it now. I'm being trained, not for survival, but for service. Stage 4, the commissioning. At the right time, the chosen one is sent. Not always with fanfare or public acclaim, but with inner clarity and divine backing. They begin to walk fully in their mission, healing, teaching, fighting, creating, interceding, or awakening others. Their life becomes a beacon, even if they remain unknown. This is what I was made for. The pain, the silence, the waiting, it was all necessary. The ripple effect of the chosen. Chosen individuals rarely work for personal gain. Their impact is usually seen in the transformation of others. A word they speak sets someone free. A truth they carry sparks a movement. A stand they take shifts an atmosphere. Let's explore some real-life expressions of chosen callings. 1. The silent intercessor in a broken home. A young woman prays every night for her dysfunctional family. Though she says little, her presence brings peace to the chaos. Over time, her quiet endurance and love soften her parents' hearts, and healing begins. She may never preach on a stage, but she alters the spiritual climate of her household. 2. The visionary artist stirring souls. An illustrator feels compelled to draw sacred, symbolic images. Her work circulates online, and thousands are moved to tears without knowing why. Her art awakens forgotten truths in the hearts of strangers. She may never know their names, but her gift has stirred their spirit. 3. The mentor to the misunderstood. A retired teacher opens his home once a week to struggling teens. He listens without judgment. Over the years, dozens credit him as the reason they didn't give up. His wisdom, though simple, becomes a lifeline. He has no social media presence, but his legacy is carved in human lives. 7 Spiritual disciplines of the chosen. To fulfill their calling, chosen ones must cultivate certain disciplines. These are not rules, but rhythms that keep them aligned with the divine mission. Solitude. The chosen need time away from noise to hear clearly. Solitude refines their inner compass. Silence. In silence, they learn to listen, not just to the divine, but to the pain and needs of others. Prayer or meditation. This is their fuel. Without spiritual nourishment, their work becomes hollow and drained. Service. They are not called to be adored, but to serve. Daily acts of love keep them grounded. Simplicity. The chosen often live simply, free from distractions that clutter the soul. Study. Whether sacred texts, nature, or human stories, they seek truth and deepen wisdom. Community. Though often hidden, the chosen are not meant to be isolated forever. They need others walking the same path for strength, feedback, and sharpening. When the chosen fall, warnings and recovery. Even the chosen are human. They can lose their way, become prideful, or overwhelmed by pain. History is filled with gifted individuals who fell to ego, addiction, or despair. This does not nullify their calling, but it reminds us that the chosen are not immune to temptation. Some dangers to watch for. Spiritual pride, thinking they are better than others. Burnout, giving too much without rest or replenishment. Isolation, cutting themselves off from counsel and accountability. Bitterness, losing love for the people they are meant to serve. When a chosen one falls, the path to restoration is humility. Confession, repentance, and returning to their source are essential. The divine does not waste even failure, it becomes part of the chosen one's testimony, making their mission even more compassionate and real. The hidden chosen, quiet giants of the spirit. Some chosen ones will never be known publicly. They will not write books, speak on stages, or go viral. Yet their impact is eternal. These hidden giants shape the world through prayer, kindness, creativity, and sacrifice. They are the grandmother who prays silently every morning. The janitor who sings peace into the hallway. The gardener who grows food and shares with the hungry. The foster parent who loves broken children as their own. The world may never recognize them, but heaven knows their names. Final benediction, a call to rise. If you feel the stirring in your spirit, if you've always sensed you were meant for something more, it may be that you, too, carry the calling of the chosen. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to say yes. Yes to the path. Yes to the pruning. Yes to the power that is not your own. Yes to becoming a vessel of healing, justice, wisdom, and love. The world is aching for voices of clarity, hands of compassion, hearts of fire. The world needs the chosen ones to rise, not with pride, but with purpose. Rise, and walk the path set before you. You are not here by accident. You are here for a reason. You are chosen.